Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I am up to Aries now, so that is cool. The fire sign, I'm like, fire. Can hear the Pointer Sisters, that tune coming out this time. Bit corny, I know, maybe, but anyway. So, Aries this time, and my name is Lesley Ormsby, and I'll just pull myself together, get myself together with that. So there's a lot of fun energy, a lot of momentum energy that I'm feeling at the moment. So it's got me quite excited and a little bit, okay, I'm hearing the word frivolous with your energy at the moment, or coming into it, or allowing yourself to do that. So I seem to be like blinking a little bit and wanting to squint my eyes. So maybe some of you aren't really quite seeing the bigger picture about moving forward or in a certain direction. It's like it's like you're not seeing, you're not putting forward, or you're not seeing okay, if there's a, it's like switching your perception, because you're looking at all from an emotional point of view, in that it's like everything is grim, kind of, or not for everybody, okay, not for all of you, but some of you may be thinking that way as you're moving into this new this new phase in your life. So some of you, and just what Spirit is saying is like, just bring in all that, in the fun energy, and remember back when you were little, when you were younger, how that felt, other times in your life, how it felt when you just went with things, and they go, went with the flow, and what Spirit is saying is stop making an excuse for not for that stops you or prevents you from doing things, and it's kind of like I can hear there's an excuse over an excuse for an excuse, so it's like da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. It's like, okay, so now it's time for you to like skip out of that and just go and do it, okay? Or just make a decision, because it's like, I'm just feeling so tired, it's all about, it's like, da-dee-da-dee-da. That's like, what is going on? So anyway, they're bringing in this energy of, of wanting, of momentum, of moving forward. And I don't feel like it's in a rushed way, but I just feel like there's I want to say, like, there's more of a casual way I'm doing it. It's a lot of movement. It's like you're feeling more comfortable for a lot of you as you move forward with some decisions that you have put on the back burner for quite a while, and now you've realized, actually, I am really super ready for this. And there's a process to everything. Sometimes they take a little bit longer than they probably could have. So, but hopefully the idea is that we'll learn from that. So, about, not taking so long, like procrastinating for whatever pathetic reason we procrastinate for. Like, so it's looking at, well, why did I let that stop me from doing that? And look, now, you're probably thinking that for some of you, and some of you would have thought that, but becomes less when the more we practice that and just doing it anyway, and feeling the love and doing it anyway, turning it around instead of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Try feeling the I feel the love and I'm going to do it anyway. And then when you get through it, it's like, okay, then you realize, then you can switch it around, because you're actually there and you felt like, well, I crossed that barrier, or that line that I put in front of me, or that thought, or that feeling, that emotion that I put in front of me. It's like, oh, okay, so I actually got through that. So there was nothing for me, no reason for me to be feeling fearful after all that. Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to stop it there, because I want to just remind people that these are general reads. Okay, so what I mean by that is they may or may not resonate with you, because obviously I'm not going to be able to touch base with everybody. If it does resonate with you, well, that's awesome. If it doesn't, there are others out there on the sorry, on YouTube or on Facebook, I think, that do a similar sort of thing. So tune into them, and they may have something that more resonates with you at the moment. Okay, but bear in mind that this message it may actually be something that will resonate with you that's from the past and help you like think, oh yeah, now I get that now, and or may not be just confirmation for for you to know, and and hear again, and actually, okay, I'm not that really effed up. I'm not that crazy, and that is really what has happened. And it's like, and or you can see like the journey from where you've come from to where you are now, and have a better understanding of it. Or it could be something that's coming up in the near future, maybe next month or the month after. So don't totally throw it out. Just keep it in your back pocket, maybe, because you've been drawn here for a reason, to watch it for some reason, and it may be only little bits that you'll get from it, but it may trigger something. So feel free to switch the story around, because I may not cover exactly what you're going through, but it may be something else that you're going through that has a similar theme. Okay. The other thing is, these are intuitive reads, and I use oracle cards. I don't use the tarot cards, so like the traditional decks. Okay, so I use a variety of different oracle cards. Okay. Okay, what else? Oh, yeah, and this will cover like the sun, moon, rising, and Venus star signs. It just depends on what resonates with you, how that will work with you. Okay, so I'm just going to get on with it again and continue on with where I how I started off with them. So, okay. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to be using the Sacred Web deck, and that's kind of like for me what Spirit and I using these the cards is like there's usually there is a theme anyway. So these are the oracle cards of the Sacred Web deck, the anchor cards, okay, or the theme cards. I don't know why they're called anchor. I just said that. So anyway, you may understand that. So anyway, there's the first card that fell out is alignment. So and look at it, it's beautiful, amazing wire. Okay. Yeah, and I feel like there's something to do with alignment, that like things are starting to come or line up for you, whichever way that you want to. But I'm hearing alignment or lining up. So, and it's got the number 5 there, so it may be to do around, like balancing your energy. Okay, so it's kind of like in your vibration, your like everything, and it's when we or you may be feeling a little bit more balanced in an alignment with things, or you may be feeling like things are clicking into that nearly now. So because they showed me like the Rubik's cube and how you're matching up all the colors and that, so things are starting to like click into place for you, for some of you, like right now. And some of you would have come into this more of an alignment as we went into the beginning of October, in the new moon, the end of August and the beginning of October. So it's like, things have switched over nicely for some of you. Others of you are still like, meandering away there, in that, but still making progress. So what Spirit are trying to say is like, don't think that nothing is moving. It's just moving as it needs to be for you. Okay, so there are still some things that you're needing to sort out, like, mentally and emotionally, they're saying, but your perspective in that sense, and the psychological side of the emotions, okay, and how you're going to deal with it. Because I feel like for some of you, it is, there are some like major changes and life changes for you, and things have like finally lined up or aligned for you to make your move. Okay, so they're just saying, whatever move it is, just to keep moving, make your move, keep that momentum going. Okay, they're just, it's because things will just keep, lining up for you, or aligning now that you're in this. You've changed your energy or your vibration more into a space of like, you've sorted out all the stuff. Nothing's really going to get in your way, because in your mind and in your energy, you've set your intention, and there's nothing there to stop you anymore. Not even your own thoughts You know, well, for the lack of a better word, when a negative thought or something comes in that might throw you off, you're more set, and you know it won't. You'll look at it, aware of it, and pay a small amount of attention to it. Yep, that's over there. Does it serve me any purpose? No. Is it in alignment with where I'm going? Can I deal with it later? Do I need to deal with it right now? You know, so it's kind of like there's a to-do list, or like in a filing cabinet over there and over there, and so there's not, I feel like there's no distraction. So the other card here is like discernment. Is that so? That's what you're actually doing. You're discerning now what is yours and what is not yours as well, and what have I got the time and the energy for, and where do I want to apply it. And this month is like a really big month for that for you. Like it's like I feel like you've come out of all this unsettled energy for about, you know, maybe for some of you, I'm going like I'm hearing like back as far as 10 years when something had happened, and some of you it may be about 5 or 6, and then another lot of you it's about, you know, 2 or 3 years, and it's kind of like you know, there's been a traumatic event or a turning of events or a turning of tides and a change of times, where it's kind of like for some of you it's been super big, like, you know, like a partner passing or a separation or a divorce of some sort, or, you know, a loved one, you know, well, a loved one passing, and it's kind of like rocked your world up, or somebody has become really ill or something like that. So you know, they join me for some of you it's something big like that. And or like the other side of that is like in career, that there's some of you that might have been made redundant, you know, or lost your job in some way, or had to leave it for some reason, or just, you know, left it because you want, like, I'm over this and I'm wanting to like look for something or do something that's more creative and align with where my purpose is, where I feel my purpose is. There's that sort of thing as well. So it's not necessarily like that, you know, it's kind of like it's across the board. You know, it's not necessarily like the things, you know, like, you know, illnesses or death or a passing, you know, or leaving, you know, or, you know, the separating or dissolving of a marriage or relationship or anything like that. It's not only just that. It's you really anything that, you know, has caused you you know, oh gosh, what am I trying to say? Trying to get it out now. Some things that has been traumatic to you. Okay, thank you. Excuse me. So something isn't sitting right with some of you. So it's like, oh, because I've just had this like hiccup in this, and you know, about, so something's like it's coming out, surging up from the solar plexus. So just to like go with it, you know, ask that, you know, what is that about? And I think most of us, we all know what it's about. We're not really wanting to go there sometimes, but sometimes, you know, with us who are empathic, it's not just that, it is actually to do with us as well. But I feel like this is to do with you. So it's about going there and, you know, really having a listen to yourself and what it is that is going on with you. And going in that deep side of you. So I'm feeling like, because this is an alignment, there's the blue in the sea in the background, there, and so there, for me, they'll join me to my throat chakra about creatively expressing yourself as you're moving through. So some of you may be, you know, needing to, you know, speak up or speak out or address people, and some of you may be actually stepping into a role where you are speaking out more to, a wider community, and or, you know, or globally, and it could be doing, some of you is like doing something like I'm putting yourself out there, like what I'm doing here. And, you know, and it may be just simply having, you know, going to meetings, you know, some meetings that where you're needing to voice your opinion, have your say. It could be anything like that, you know. But it's about you using your discernment as to how you're going to put that across, what it is that you're going to do, you know, and how much time am I going to put into it. So there's like 3 or 4 different things, like with what Spirit are talking about today. So you know, some of you will understand what they're talking about. Then it may be like you might understand the whole bloody lot. So, phew, if you do, there's a lot of shit going on. Well, not bad shit. When I say shit, it's kind of like there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's like, and it's exciting because there is movement. When there's nothing going on, it's like that's when I start to think, okay, now what is going on? And it's simply just, you know, 99.9% of the time, it's just simply because we need a break. That's why nothing's going on. So we have a little bit of a break, and then something else moves, and then we're off. Okay, so I'm just feeling a little bit tight in my shoulder then. So some of you, I picked up these cards. So some of you out there, and there's you may be connected to a male energy that's been quite draining, or I'm feeling like leaning like that, so and heavy, okay, and like draining, and you may be feeling like drained or dragged, so along. So it's just sending love and healing to them, you know, not buying into some of the drama and allowing them to process things in their own way is what Spirit is saying, if you can understand that message. So I feel like there's a couple of yous out there that are that is connected to. So I'm just been drawing, picked up Archangel Raphael's cards, and he's, okay, now just that card's flipped over, and I've rattle on and prattle, I missed it, and I saw it, it's not, okay. It's flipped over, and no, it's not that one. Is it this? No. I know it when I see it, I can't think in. Okay, yeah, set some boundaries is the one that I know that drew. Set some boundaries. That's what is like I talk about with this. Those of you who can connect with a male energy, that's kind of like I feel like, okay, the expression or the word, the phrase that they want to say, first of all, is like, you know, like weighing you down or dragging you down. So it's like, and or yeah, those are the two that they're really talking about, and it's so they're talking about like setting some boundaries with this person, and or people if there's more than one male. But I'm definitely feeling that there's a male energy, and as I'm talking about that, it's starting to wane away. So it's some things. For some of you, it's like definitely there's a male from the past. Okay, and some of you, there's a male that's right here, and it's just like sending lots of love and light and putting up these boundaries, okay, with love, of course, okay, because love is the greatest power of all. And it's not necessarily that some of you will be like actually disconnecting from them or pushing them away or allowing them to move on. Some of you it is, okay, and stop holding into, no, Spirit is saying stop holding on to that. Allow there's an emotional attachment to it. So it's about sorting out your emotions with that. So, yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, thank you, Spirit. So, I mean, I'm here, I'm available. You can book an appointment if you need any help to go there and begin to, you know, like disconnect from that energetically and emotionally. So I do a lot of that work, okay? So anyway, getting back to the side. So setting some boundaries, okay, is what they're looking at. They're talking to you about, or suggesting that you do to help you, so you're not carrying, you know, you're not, carrying the load, basically. The other side is that is about you not allowing yourself, not letting yourself to carry the load. So it's one thing to help somebody and to feel, you know, aroha for them or feel love for them, but it's not up to us to do the work for them. We're there to assist them and support them, guide them, you know, motivate them, you know, or keep their momentum up. But it's not like if they're not going to accept, because there's some of you are like in a situation where if it's like if you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, you know. It's for some of you it's that sort of situation as well. So and you know, and this is the card that's just fallen out now, is magic is in every moment, you know, make the most of it. Okay, so when I saw that card, I saw like magic mushrooms, and what I mean by that, what is that, is around trees. So they're talking about going into nature, and you know how when you see these mushrooms around the orange toadstools and things like that are around the trees, it kind of reminds me of, you know, the books, you know, childhood books and things like that, and like out in nature, and how the pixies and the, you know, the fairies and that sort of energy. So, and it's there, and you know, there's a magical moment in it. So it takes me. That's where they, you know, it takes me back to something like that, and you would watch movies like Narnia and so forth like that. It's kind of like, so they're looking, it's not just in that way though, but you know, it could be like just, you know, when you're going for a walk, you might see something or know something or feel something that's magical to you, whatever it is, you know. It's about, you know, feeling it, seeing it, creating it, even magic. And for me today, like, I had put out for, I was just asking a friend actually, and I said, you know what, I would really love some, you know, to plant some lavender. I love it. Because I said to her, can I pinch a bit of your lavender and just to like rub it and smell the flower, the aroma from it. So, yeah, so I did it. She goes, oh, did you say you wanted some lavender plants? And I said, well, yeah. I said, I want to plant some lavender. I haven't got any plants yet, but I've been thinking about it, wanting to, you know, to attract the bees and, you know, and that sort of thing, to help the bees out, give them a plant to pollinate, you know, and so forth, and with nature. And she says, you know what? My mum's got all these pots with, you know, lavender plants in them that she needs to move. And she said, well, you can have some of them. And I said, you know what? Thank you very much. And it's like, so that's what I mean about magic. It's just things just happen when you're thinking about it, and you think, oh, and you're not seriously, you just put it, you know, you're just thinking it, you know, I wouldn't mind that. And then someone comes along and says something like that, you know what? And you know, my mum was over in Australia not long ago. So, and she was running short of money, and this guy came up and gave her some money. And she's like, what? And she's like, well, when I say running short of money, she was like, she was out shopping, and this guy just rolled up and just gave her some money. So it's like, yeah, and it was quite a bit of money. And, you know, it's one of those things that she was in shock, and like, we were all like, wow. And we thought, well, somebody's watching out for you, Mum. And Mum even tried to give it back, and the guys, this young guy says, no, that's all yours. So, you know, and Mum asked, why did you want to give that? Why are you giving that? He goes, because I think, you know, what did he say? I just think I want to give it to you, basically. And he said, I think you know, you could do with it. Just like, it's yours, for no real reason at all. So, and I've been hearing a lot of those different types of stories, you know, and for no apparent reason, you know, people are just giving, you know, doing things like that, kind gestures. So that's what I mean about the another side of magic. And, you know, and things just happen all the time. Just those are just about, you know, 2 or 3 examples. But the other thing is, like, you know, is just magic, you know, watching, you know, the birds and the bees, and being able to see, smell, breathe, you know, and live another day. That's the other side of it too. Anyway, so they're just like, you know, and so it's like living in that magic every moment, every day. It's kind of where they're going with that, and staying in that, because that's when we're in alignment, we've created that magic, basically. That's how I see it, because our energy, our vibration, is in a good, you know, we've found some sort of balance with it. Okay, so the last card I want to draw, because I feel like I've prattled on enough, so I hope you understand that, you know, where they're going from that with this. So I'm just going to find a card for you for Aries. What is a good crystal that for Aries for the month of October 2019? I'll just shuffle it that way, actually. I feel like that's wrong. Just one card, a crystal that would be helpful for Aries through the month of October 2019. Well, it's taking a little while to come through. Gosh, I'm not shuffling it right anyway. No. It's taking a little while, so it's like, okay. So it might be just, you know, in saying that, it might be just like time for you to also take some time now to, you know, have a little ponder about and, you know, be in the moment of, you know, what you have created, and where you are now, and, you know, create more of it because you're in alignment. And that's what, and taking notice of what is around you, what you did, how you did it, who's around you, yeah, and all those things. So it may be you may be one of those people that I was just talking about, that is, you know, would buy someone's groceries in the shop just because, or you may have overheard someone saying, oh, you know what, to the kids, and say, no, I haven't quite got enough money for that, and somebody was just going on and bought it, so you've just gone on and paid it for them. So it's like, and that's really cool. That's awesome. Okay, come on then. There must be one here for you. I'm pretty sure all the others have had one that's fallen out. Okay, there we go. Just flipped it over. Okay, obsidian. Wow, obsidian, beautiful. So I love obsidian, and I use it. For me, it's a really nice. What I get from it is a protective sort of an energy to protect me, or my energy, or the energy from, not necessarily from anything like, I don't get into this fear stuff about, something really bad's going to happen and blah blah blah. It's more like, like sometimes there is energy or stagnant energy. So sometimes it's like, and to help lessen the absorption of that in my energy field. Okay, so it's like a cloak that's put around, and it minimizes the absorption of, energy that's, like negative, for a lack of a better word, that's, not of a high vibration, because it can, lower our vibration if you when we feel it, where there's too much around, or it's just like, it's about being aware of it as well. So that's one of the things so for protection, and also for grounding. Okay, so sometimes, and that for me, I like to anchor it in my house, in my space where I work. It's also good to like remove, when I say like negative energy, it's like sometimes like they absorb, like computers energy from there, and it's not necessarily like a spooky negative energy or anything like that. It's like, it's energy that it could be electronic or Wi-Fi, like the radio active sort of type things that, is out there. And oh gosh, what was that? 39. Now the number 39. So yeah, 3 is about balance, is associated. Number 39 is the number of this card. So 3 is about balance, and which goes back to this alignment of energy, which is really in the heart. So there is a part of you that is probably, is obviously more balanced in your heart chakra as well, because things are starting to line up. And when things are starting to line up, because things just seem to flow a lot better than normal, or a lot just seem to flow. And that's when you're feeling like, wow, magic is really happening. Okay, so, and then 9 is something is coming to the end. And so I feel like you've got, you've come to the end of something, which is why, and you've sussed something out and some things out in your life, and which is why everything's starting to flow better. I feel like it's been flowing really well for the last, 2 or 3 weeks, years even, but it's, the flow is even better. Oh gosh, cut that one. So 39, obsidian. Obsidian. So in this crystal book here, I'm just going to read the essential meaning that she has put to this obsidian, this crystal. So, okay, so this is really interesting. Obsidian, the essential meaning in this book for the obsidian is observing the self-reflection and knowing thyself, which is what it is all about, really, at the end of the day. So if you're wanting and you haven't got obsidian, for some of these, you might need to zhuzh up the energy by giving it a bit of a clean in the moonlight and water and sage it or whatever. If you haven't, or can't get a hold of any obsidian, Google it. There are some amazing images that people have put up on there, and feel that energy that it emanates, that it sends out. If I can't find it, if I haven't got it in my basket of crystals, and something like from this deck comes up, I'll just Google it and just feel the energy from that. Anyway, I need to go because I'm going to be prattling on all day with yous about stuff, and best will be coming into November. Anyway, God bless you all. Have a wonderful rest of October. I hope this helps you and encourages you and lifts you up and lets you know that you're okay and everything's on the right track for you. So I will catch up with you next month in November. Bye for now.